Okay, so I'm here at this ride-on. I've just been walking around looking for something to do, and this hasn't been started in ages and ages. Actually, probably since I last did a cold start video of it, where it was sitting over there, it was probably the last time it was started. So we'll check the oil. It hasn't got much oil, so I'll oil her up, fuel her up, and it has to be jump started off this ride-on. The good one, so we'll do that. We'll see how we go. Okay, so I've fueled it up, given it 5 minutes to settle. We'll put the choke, I think, in the fast position the throttle normally goes, and choke out, and we'll see whether we have enough kick in the battery in this thing. I normally have to take the battery out and get some decent cables, because these jumper cables are pretty fucking average. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that contact there, so I'll have to take this cover off, and to get to the battery I'll do that. We'll use a butcher's tool shifter. It's about a nice big shifter to ruin the nut. Bolt, I mean. There we go. It's just a 10mm bolt. There you go. So there's earth on the battery, and we'll see how we go here. Have to swap hands. Alright. Almost. Probably a little less choke then. Yeah, it's a bit cold to idle that slow, but that started alright. I don't know what the time is. Oh shit, it's 9 o'clock. So I probably better not run it for too long, because my neighbours just over there will fucking have a whinge, as people do. They're sitting in their house with their bloody TV blaring loud, but they can hear a lawnmower running in the background, so they run out and bloody complain. That's society for you, they're a bunch of fuckwits. So anyway, that's a little run for that thing. I suppose we could cold start that. Then I've got some few whippersnippers and crap I haven't started in a long time, so I can probably start them. Alright, that one's good. Those two both need work. That back one, it runs, but I think, did I do a carby clean? I can't remember. Anyway, needs a carby clean. This one hasn't been run in even longer than that. I was surprised how that started. I need to clean that one's carby. But this is a 12 horsepower Briggs & Stratton. It's got barely any hours on it, because this thing's barely ever been used. It's actually good solid. It's better, it's sort of halfway between a rider mower and a tractor. It's much bigger, goes pretty fast across ground, and it's like driving a tractor. It's fucking, steering's shocking. not like these things you can turn on a thimble. This thing you got the turning circle of a small semi-trailer truck, but anyway, I probably could. Alright, cowling is not. I've got to pull this engine off one day and have a look at it, whether it's either the sumps cracked, I think, because it wouldn't start last time no matter what I did. I even took the head off and cleaned everything out, made sure all the valves were good, everything was clean. You know, mega compression, took the flywheel off, made sure key wasn't sheared and all that sort of shit, and still wouldn't go. So that's that. I don't know whether you can see it, light conditions aren't the best, there's just one fluorescent light, so I might take that off. Oh shit, I was cleaning out the piano today, so I've got a lot of dust and shit up my nose. I'll have a go at removing that bolt at the oh shit, I'll have a go at removing the bolt for the blade. If that, I mean not for the blade, for the pulley, if that comes off, we'll remove the engine, give it a bit of a autopsy. So we'll do that. Now, Aussie 50, this one's for you. This here is half a Hoover Gemini stainless steel drum. The half's over here. Need to tack it back together because it just rusted out. But that's the drum, and the triangular sort of gusset thing that you were talking about under it that held up the washing tub is this frame here. And there's 4 bolts in it there that even come out of it. They were hook shaped bolts, and I even used them in it. So this whole thing was made out of basically a Hoover Gemini washing machine. I think his was an Elite. Anyway, that's just on a Holden Walkinshaw rim, which is actually worth a lot of money. But when I was about 10 years old and I made this, at the time I didn't know that it was actually a valuable rim, and it's got a crack through there anyway, so there's not much been done with it anyway. So yeah, yeah, it even says Walkinshaw on it. Yeah, anyway, so that's that tripod thing. I just drilled a few holes through the aluminium and used nails as you know, to hold it in, and then bent them over on the inside, because when I was 10 years old, well, I was a bit of a hack probably, and anyway it's stood up to time until this fell off, rusted out because it had ash and paper sitting in it for too long. So anyway, that was quite good. I could get flames out of it that were bloody almost 10 foot high, really. When you used to stack it up with all sorts of stuff, you get huge flames out of it, and this would all be glowing red, and most of these places here, or where bits of wood were leaning up against it, like that one there, and actually, because it was so hot, it just bent in and compressed it. So those welds were bound to break anyway. So one day I'll just tack it back up with the arc welder, and we'll be back in business. I think I'll straighten the drum out a bit first though. So yeah, and this mower, I'm halfway there, they're getting it off. It's a huge boss on there, bigger than normal. It's about 5 inches long up the shaft, and it's heavily rusted on there, so I've been wetting it down with this shit and pounding wedges under it. That one's a rear axle out of a Salisbury diff, and that one is just a crowbar, so I might have to heat it up with the blowtorch first, and then it'll probably just pop straight off, and I'll wonder why I didn't do that in the first place. But it's a Caro blowtorch, so it takes ages to heat up, ages to do it, ages to do anything with. So yeah, so that's what I think I better leave that until tomorrow, finish that one off. But yeah, I probably should get inside. I got a major maths test on Tuesday, second day back at school, so I better go and study for that, I suppose. But yeah, alright then. So that's a bit of a brief summary of what I've been doing tonight.